Hey guys, first time I'm making a video. Thought I was compelled to make a video, so I'm going to give a quote from Ezekiel 33:6. I'm just going to read it. But if the watchmen see the sword come, and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come, and take away any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. This is from Ezekiel 33:6. I decided to do this video because I believe it's as a Christian, I am a watchman for the Lord, and the video is about my government's atrocities towards the Middle East. It's almost like a modern-day post-Nazi Middle Eastern Holocaust. So hopefully I can show some of the evidence of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to start off by saying the U.S. government should be abolished and prosecuted in many ways than one. And I have a list here that I'm going to try to go through in 15 minutes. If not, I have to make two videos. The first one is about Afghanistan between 2001 to the present. According to Wikipedia, I know Wikipedia is not a source a lot of people like to use, but it was kind of a quick research, and it's about 95% accurate. According to Wikipedia, about 26,000 civilians, 26,000 civilian deaths were war-related violence, and it was documented. 29,000 wounded, 91,000 civilians, militants, freedom fighters. That in itself is also a controversial and different topic. And freedom fighters recorded to have been killed. 360,000 civilians died from indirect causes related to war. And here's one figure. They're kind of the unsung hero of our days. They don't get talked a lot. They don't get talked about at all. 5.8 million refugees of the casualties of war between 2001 and present. This one I got off the website in UNHCR. It is the United Nations website. And the next one on the list that I got down here is Pakistan, between 2001 to the present day. And this one not a lot of people know about either. It's about the drone strikes. According to highest estimates, these are highest estimates, not the average, these drone strikes have killed between 2,000 to 3,800 people as of January 2015. There's been a debate about who and how many have been killed. Almost 57,000 Pakistanis, combatants and non-combatants, have been killed since 2001. Of these, about 21,500 are civilians, nearly 40,000 wounded. And again, unsung heroes, and about 1.4 million refugees displaced in Pakistan. And the next one I got on the list is actually Iraq. This one I actually got from the Watson Institute of International Public Affairs, Brown University. They actually publish this, I don't know how many, every 2 years or every year. I don't know if it's annual. They do reports on death tolls in the Middle East. Most all over, actually, not just Iraq. I'm just going to read what it says. I got it from that, and the combination of that and the WikiLeaks. Various surveys of Iraqi deaths resulting from first 4 years of the war is estimated between 150,000 to over 1 million as a result of direct conflict. No one knows with certainty how many people have been killed in Iraq. However, we know 165,000 civilians have died from direct war-related invasion through April 2015. Because not all war-related deaths have been recorded accurately by Iraqi government and U.S.-led coalition, the 165,000 is lower than the actual figure. Several estimates based on random selected household surveys. These are surveys, actually. I'll probably get back to it again later. It's just a survey that it's been around, that's been being publicized on the internet, and it's about surveys done on 1,500 to 2,000 people, actual people that live in the war zones or survivors in the countries during these war times. Selected household surveys estimate the approximate number of civilians killed due to war. The survey placed the total death count in the hundreds of thousands, including nonviolent or indirect deaths. And the next one I have on the list here is actually nearby neighbors afflicted with the wars. Nearby neighbors or nearby countries, neighboring countries. And I got this off of Wikipedia. It reports for about, I added it up, it's about 450,000 related casualties of war. These are casualties, deaths and injuries. Anywhere from Syria to Libya to Yemen. And these, once again, these are highest estimated deaths, not the average reported, because there's many reports of different total numbers have been reported. So I'm just basically saying the highest that I found. And I'm going to go back a little bit in time, actually. It also concerns Iraq. It goes between 1980 and 1988. It was, a lot of people don't know about it, but it was called the Iran-Iraq War. It was actually between 1980 and 1988, but the period of time I'm talking about is between 1983 and 1988. This period of time is when the Iraq and Saddam Hussein was a friendly and a puppet of the U.S. government. And wanted to overthrow and the destruction of Iran, actually. And during that period of time, what I got this also off of Wikipedia. Once again, this is the highest estimate. 32,600 lives from casualties and deaths were reported, resulting from chemical and biological warfare conducted by Iraq on Iran with a green light from Uncle Sam. And there's actually a clip you can find on YouTube called Punishing Saddam. Finally, punishing Saddam with unbelievable, unwarranted consequences. Unprecedented and unwarranted. And the title of it was the title of a 1996 CBS News program. You can YouTube it. It reports 500 deaths of children. And Madeleine Albright was actually being interviewed for that 1996 CBS program called Punishing Saddam. And her response, the question was, why was it done and for what reason? And it was just a brief clip, but her answer was it was worth it. For whatever the specific goal was to punish Saddam, it didn't say. Probably oil related. But the Madeleine Albright, if you don't know, was the former Secretary of State under Clinton in the 1990s. And she, Secretary of State is the one that's second in charge next to the president. And she authorized this UN embargo along with the UN, and which killed 500,000 children, approximately killed 500,000 children. Many more people actually, but just the children alone was 500,000. And the deaths were the result of the absolute, all-embracing deprivations of the UN embargo. Lack of nutrition, food, medicine, but strictly with a lot of it was attributed to the lack of chlorine that was prohibited from entering the country. It was a sanction. And actually, President Obama, during his presidency, 2012, awarded her Madeleine Albright with the highest civilian medal. It is called the Presidential Medal of Freedom. What a crock of you-know-what. That's what I got to say about that. That she is a dishonorable murderer. How could you reward or award somebody for doing something like that? But it happened. Looks like I got another 4 minutes. I am going to cut off here and continue on to the next section. I have an article by Juan Cole that I want to talk about, but it's about U.S. atrocities. It's probably going to be about 20 minutes long, and this is about halfway in between, so I'm going to stop it here and try to go to part 2.